and putting them all in. And you could see him going down, and it was for me to bring it back up again, only to go back into the school to be brought back down again. And you're thinking, good Lord, these are basics. And if you can get the basics right, and you can get the more complicated bits right, come 16, 17 years old, they'll have a better understanding, a bit more empowered, and a bit more leadership skills. You know, we wouldn't have half the issues. You know what I mean? People will want to strive for better, you know, their version of success. It's not about owning homes or anything like that, but money management, you don't get taught all this sort of stuff at school. You know, there needs to be a significant change in the education system, which in turn will be so far-reaching. You know, women's prisons, 750 incidents of self-harm in the last 6 months in Style Women's Prison, which is a women's prison near me. You know, there is a massive mental health crisis in women's prisons. If you got mental health right at the start and, you know, empowered people and made them understand about mental health, good mental health, bad mental health, then women's prisons wouldn't even be 2/3 full. It'd be less than 1/3 full, if that. You know, we don't need women in prison who've got mental health issues. We need them being supported. You know, there's 9 mother and baby units in the whole of the UK, with I think about 14 places. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more mothers out there than just 14 in the whole of the UK who are in prison. Taking them away for stupid things like shoplifting or little things like that, or mental health issues. You know, on the news today, 100 in the last year in mental health facilities. 100 people had taser guns and stun gun used on them, and they're in mental health institutes. You know, we're getting it all wrong. We're getting it all wrong, and if you deal with the education, deal with mental health, the vast majority of the problems we've been talking about today would be eradicated.
Yeah,
you know, we've got wrong. It's basic stuff.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense there. We're kind of coming to the end of this. So just to recap for people who have been moved by what you're saying and want to reach out and help those who are less fortunate, help those who are homeless, so often through no fault of their own. You can go to ceosleepoveruk.com to find out a lot more about the whole CEO Sleepover project, what it's about, how they help. And you can also go to David's very own Just Giving page, where he is fundraising by sleeping rough on the 15th of October. Hopefully there won't be a storm this time. Last year when he did it was in the middle of Storm Doris, and it took him 6 days for his health to get over it. And that's just one night sleeping rough. Imagine what it's like for people who sleep rough 365 days a year. You can visit his Just Giving page at justgiving.com/fundraising/David-Heffernan2. That's DAVID-HEFFERNAN 2. And give whatever you feel able to give, see what's going on. And even if you can't give, perhaps you might feel inclined to share share the site, share the page around, spread word around, because homelessness is such a massive problem these days. And it really is a sad indictment on our society, and we need to do something about it.
100%. Totally. Thank you.
Well, David, as always, it's been, I was going to say a pleasure talking with you. The topic isn't a pleasure, but it's a pleasure to have someone who knows so much about the topic and is able to explain it so clearly and help us to understand that this really is a problem which could affect any one of us at any time. And there are things that we can do. Thank you so much for taking the time out, David. Best of luck for the 15th of October. I hope the event goes smoothly for you. And I hope you and all your colleagues raise some much needed funds and awareness of the entire situation, and that over time we can turn this around completely. David, thank you so much for being with.
Just one last figure to leave us all with, just to ponder over. 1 in 200 UK residents are homeless. So you just let that sink in. That's how big a problem we've got. They're the figures,
1
figures. 1 in 200 are homeless, whether that's sofa surfing or living on the streets or living in a homeless hostel. 1 in 200. So if you think about, an estate that you live in, where there's over 1,000 houses, you can work out the figures. You know what I mean?
Wow. I mean, the village I grew up in, there were about 1,000 people lived in that village. So from those figures, wow, that would mean that just in that small village alone, there would be 5 people homeless. And you scale that up across the states and towns and cities and the country. That really is a depressing figure.
Mm.
Yeah. So once again, David's page is justgiving.com/fundraising/David-Heffernan 2. And you can also go to ceosleepoveruk.com to find out a lot more about the project. And even if you don't do any of that, even if there's only one thing that you take away from this, remember, any of us could fall into homelessness. These are just ordinary people like you and I. Just take 5 minutes out of your day to have a chat with them, treat them like fellow human beings. Yeah. David, thank you so much for being with us.
No, thank you for your time. Appreciate that, Keith. I know you're busy.
Cheers.
Appreciate your time there.
Cool. So thank you to my guest, David Heffernan, and thank you for joining us. I hope you got a lot out of this. I hope perhaps you might be moved to take some action on this. And also, I hope we'll catch you again in the next episode. So until then, take care, look after yourself. Bye for now.
You've been listening to the Confidence Alchemist radio show with your host, the Confidence Alchemist himself, Keith Blakemore Noble. To find out more, visit theconfidencealchemist.com.